The pursuit of wisdom takes us down less traveled paths, yet proves to be the most rewarding in our lives. Some aspects of life, akin to seeds, are best planted in silence away from curious eyes, allowing them to grow and flourish without interference. This is where the wisdom of the Stoics becomes invaluable. They teach us to guard and cultivate within ourselves without the rush to display it to the world. The Stoics, renowned thinkers in history, understood the importance of not sharing everything. They valued their secrets, achievements, and lessons, recognizing that revealing too much might lead to the loss of their true essence. Joy, sadness, lessons, and challenges are all pieces of the story we compose, and by sharing everything without thoughtful consideration, we risk living superficially. Just as a flower doesn't thrive if constantly touched, our growth requires privacy, a space where we reflect on our mistakes and victories, deciding how to move forward. Choosing not to share something isn't about hiding, but protecting. True growth emerges from the delicate balance between what we reveal and what we keep for ourselves. In a world inclined to showcase everything, it can be challenging to recognize and appreciate what lies behind our accomplishments. In this video, we'll delve into 11 subjects that we recommend keeping to yourself. Each is significant, so stay tuned until the end to understand why. Number 1. Avoid discussing your moments of being alone. In a society where the prevailing norm is to constantly fill each passing second with a barrage of stimuli and interactions, the Stoics diverged from this trend and drew their strength from the embrace of quietude. For them, solitude wasn't perceived as an empty void to be filled, but rather as a sanctuary, a sacred space where the mind could engage in a dance of unrestricted freedom, liberated from the confinements of others' opinions. Contrary to common misconception, the Stoics did not shy away from solitude. Instead, they warmly welcomed it into their lives. During their moments of retreat, there was no sense of isolation. Instead, they felt a profound connection to a rich inner universe, teeming with profound insights and contemplations. It was within this stillness that the most profound thoughts took root, untainted by the clamor of external noise. In the present era, where the pursuit of validation through social media has become a prevailing priority for many, Stoic philosophy invites us to re-evaluate these priorities. By stepping away from the incessant need for exposure, we discover a space where the soul can truly breathe. In this deep silence, we unveil the melody of our essence, a sound that transcends the need for external validation, a truth that doesn't seek to be shared, but only to be felt in its unadulterated purity. The Stoic philosophy, in essence, becomes a guide to navigating a world that often prioritizes the external over the internal, urging us to find solace and meaning in the profound stillness within ourselves. Number 2, avoid discussing your hesitations and uncertainties. Imagine yourself surrounded by an expansive forest. In this woodland, each tree symbolizes a doubt, and every shadow represents an uncertainty. Instead of vocalizing your hesitations to the world, you opt for silent introspection, seeking answers within the depths of your own soul. This journey mirrors the path of the Stoics. At the core of Stoic philosophy lies the recognition that confidence isn't a flag to be flaunted before the world. Instead, it serves as an inner beacon, constantly illuminating our way. Revealing our doubts to the world, akin to exposing a lighthouse to a torrential rain, can silently extinguish our inner strength. The solidity needed to remain unswayed by the opinions and judgments of others is found through modesty. Modesty, in turn, acts not merely as an external virtue, but as a shield protecting the spirit. Bearing all uncertainties openly can strip the soul of its dignity. Therefore, the choice of when and with whom to share vulnerabilities becomes crucial. While many seek answers in the clamor of the external world, understanding the importance of silence and introspection is paramount. Often, the answers to the deepest questions resonate in the quiet chambers of the heart and mind. By harboring certain uncertainties, you cultivate deeper reflection and a more intimate connection with your essence. In summary, Stoic wisdom whispers precious advice amidst the storms of doubt. There's no need to shout your uncertainties to the world. By embracing silence, modesty, and introspection, you find a safe route through the forest of uncertainties. Guided by the internal beacon of your confidence and understanding, this is the power of silent self-reflection bestowed upon us by the Stoics. Number 3, don't talk about your deepest dream. Imagine holding a rare and delicate seed delicately in the palm of your hand. This tiny seed embodies your most intimate dreams and fervent aspirations. Picture the challenge of safeguarding it from the harsh winds and storms that threaten to hinder its potential sprouting. Reflect on the wisdom of the Stoics, who perceived our goals and dreams as precious seeds meant to be planted in the fertile depths of our souls. Their philosophy encourages us to keep these aspirations far from the storms generated by the opinions and criticisms of others. Haven't we all felt the flame of a dream extinguish prematurely when exposed to the cold skepticism or the scorching heat of ridicule? Within Stoic philosophy, the celebration of self-sufficiency is akin to cherishing an invaluable gem. True wisdom and accomplishment are seen not as external displays, but as internal wells from which we can draw strength. Seeking fleeting external approval becomes senseless when richness and purpose can be found within the recesses of our own minds. Consider the Stoics' recognition of the subtle line that separates healthy ambition from arrogance. Their advice advocates for silence regarding our grand goals, not as an act of shyness, but as a deliberate choice to walk with humility. This choice helps us avoid the pride that can sometimes blind us. Ultimately, the Stoic legacy speaks to the heart, urging us not to shout our dreams from mountaintops. Instead, it encourages us to protect and cultivate them, allowing them to flourish in silent and majestic glory. This safeguard serves as an invitation to rediscover the strength residing within us, emphasizing that at times, the most precious treasures are those we keep just for ourselves. Number 4, avoid discussing lessons that haven't been learned. Mistakes are an inherent part of the human experience, transcending cultural and individual boundaries. We all encounter failure, make errors, but it is in the response to these failures that the true essence of a person's character is unveiled. The Stoics, in particular, viewed these moments not with despair, but as opportunities for revelation and personal growth. In our contemporary society, there exists a pervasive pressure to meticulously curate an image of perfection, where individuals showcase their triumphs while diligently concealing their defeats. However, the Stoics advocate for a contrasting approach, a call to embrace mistakes not as indicators of weakness, but as guiding points for self-development. The Stoics, rather than attempting to evade responsibilities or hide from their failures, embarked on a profound and intimate process of reflection. Choosing to keep their unlearned lessons private, they transformed each failure into a beginning, a new chapter in an ongoing quest for virtue and wisdom. In this context, failures were not viewed as endpoints, but rather as foundational elements for personal growth. Drawing a parallel to how artists incorporate mistakes into their work, the Stoics skillfully turned their failures into crucial building blocks for advancement. In a world where oversharing and overexposure have become prevalent, the Stoic perspective stands as a poignant reminder of the inherent value in introspection and the dignity found in maintaining a certain level of silence regarding one's personal journey. Number 5, Don't talk about your achievements. Picture immersing yourself in the dark and deep waters of your own soul. For the Stoics, the pursuit of wisdom and virtue mirrored this profound journey. They held the belief that genuine fulfillment didn't lie in showcasing external triumphs, but rather in introspection and continuous evolution. Every challenge and struggle, according to the Stoics, wasn't waged in public arenas, but in the silent landscapes of the spirit. Discussing their victories, they provided profound reflections on how ego and vanity, when nurtured, can erect barriers between us and true virtue. Their warning about the obsession with external recognition, tying us to chains of pride, illuminated the pitfalls of the empty pursuit of fleeting applause, a path laden with disappointment. Yet amidst these warnings, the Stoics offered a precious teaching. True achievement isn't the one paraded for admiration, but the one that silently transforms communities. Nurturing noble values like justice, compassion, and wisdom, wealth for these ancient sages wasn't amassed in vaults, but in the depths of a balanced and serene soul. Rather than celebrating triumphs or withering in defeat, the Stoics advocated for a quiet acceptance of all the whims of life. They invited us to recognize that the dance of existence is orchestrated by melodies often beyond our control. According to the Stoics, true majesty lay in living with integrity and dedicating oneself to the collective. Their legacy emphasized that humility, sincerity, and the ceaseless pursuit of wisdom were the true pillars of a life worth living. Number 6. Avoid discussing the positive actions you've taken. Imagine a scenario where a candle quietly dispels darkness in a room. Its soft glow is unassuming, yet it radiates warmth and clarity to its surroundings. The Stoics likened kindness to this flame, a virtue that, much like the candle's light, didn't require grand announcements or public displays. They emphasized that genuine generosity should be a sincere and subtle expression, stemming from a pure desire to do good without seeking recognition or reciprocation. In today's culture, dominated by self-promotion, this perspective may appear unconventional. The Stoics, however, discerned a profound reason behind it. They understood the peril of transforming acts of kindness into spectacles. Publicizing every altruistic deed might inadvertently lead to a craving for momentary applause. Maintaining the anonymity of our benevolent actions allows for a sacred moment of reflection, a private connection with ourselves. This introspective pause enables us to ponder the authenticity of our deeds, questioning whether they stem from a genuine desire to do good or are motivated by other interests. This clandestine self-analysis becomes a catalyst for personal growth. At the core of Stoic philosophy lies the conviction that genuine kindness avoids the limelight. It materializes in acts of compassion, understated and authentic. This timeless wisdom envelops us with its essence, serving as a reminder of a fundamental truth. Often, the most profound acts of kindness are those performed without any expectation of reciprocation. Number 7. Don't talk about others. Criticizing others is akin to throwing stones into a calm lake, creating ripples that disturb the serenity of the water. The Stoics, recognizing that engaging in judgments and criticisms diverted energy from their own internal reflection, opted for empathy and compassion. Instead of pointing fingers, they extended a hand, understanding that every person is a universe filled with internal and external battles, joys, and sorrows. For the Stoics, criticizing another person amounted to a failure in acknowledging the richness and complexity of the human condition. They realized that criticism, rather than building bridges, often erected walls, hindering the quest for tranquility and harmony. Harsh words and hasty judgments, they understood, did not lead to peace, but rather discord and separation. Stoic wisdom conveys a timeless message. We must be guardians of our words and thoughts. Instead of fixating on the faults of others, the Stoics urged us to turn our gaze inward, seeking growth and virtue. In a world where criticism is easily launched, Stoic teachings inspire us to embrace understanding, acceptance, and kindness. They encourage us to cast stones of empathy into the lake of humanity, appreciating the waves of positivity they generate. Number 8. Avoid discussing unresolved challenges. Embarking on the Stoic journey towards wisdom and virtue was a deliberate and profound endeavor, where each step carried immense significance. Setbacks and deviations weren't viewed as mere hindrances. Instead, they were seen as transformative forces shaping the very essence of one's soul. Lessons about the true nature of greatness were derived not solely from visible triumphs, but from internal struggles, often concealed battles that unveiled a person's inner strength. While acknowledging the value of these struggles, the Stoics cautioned against openly discussing challenges not yet overcome. This advice stemmed from their acute understanding of human nature, recognizing that unchecked ego and pride could obscure one's perception of true virtue. They believed that the pursuit of external recognition might act as a deceptive veil, masking genuine potential. In contrast to placing high value on easily displayed achievements, the Stoics sought true glory in actions that elevated humanity, rooted in values such as justice, generosity, and wisdom. For the Stoics, authentic wealth wasn't to be found in the glitter of gold, but in the radiance of morally upright character and a tranquil soul. Central to this philosophy was the acceptance of fate. Confronted with adversity, the Stoics didn't yield to despair. Instead, they maintained equanimity, balancing the flavors of victory and defeat. Their awareness extended to the realization that life's tapestry is woven with threads of circumstances often beyond our control.